Hi from the changing room. Today we're just going to do one of my favorite flows, actually. Kind of crisscrosses the mat, does some fun things. It's a little bit confusing. You kind of get lost in the flow a little bit, but that's one of the things that I like about it. So I hope you enjoy it. So let's go ahead and get started at the top of the mat. Bring yourself into mountain pose. Just draw the hands in toward the heart and see to it that the weight is evenly distributed on the soles of your feet. Draw belly button ever so slightly in toward your spine and send your tailbone down toward your heels. Lift your chest up in toward your joined thumbs. Place an imaginary book on top of your head. Take an inhale and just circle sweep these arms out and up and join the palms up above your head. As you exhale, fold yourself forward here, coming all the way down to forward fold Uttanasana. Shake your head no. Roll your shoulders a little bit, just kind of getting into your own bod here. Take an inhale and lift up halfway and look forward. Take an exhale and fold yourself back in. Slowly ragdoll yourself up. Let yourself feel kind of every vertebrae in your back as you roll yourself up. Roll shoulders up and toward ears and then down your back and draw your arms out and up. Inhale. And exhale, fold yourself back forward. Once again, same exact thing, just folding forward, kind of hanging forward here. Your head weighs like 8 to 10 pounds, did you know that? So see if you can make your super heavy bowling ball head, put a little traction on your spine. As you exhale, can you make your head feel even heavier? And then again, bending knees quite a lot, just slowly ragdoll yourself all the way up, 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 to the arms out and up, join palms up above your head. And exhale once again, folding yourself forward. Take an inhale and lift up halfway, look forward. Clench your hands, exhale, step your right foot back toward the back edge of your mat. Stay on fingertips here and just kind of come forward. Bring your gaze forward, bring your hips down, just kind of stretching. Not too much work to do, just kind of warming things up a little bit, just getting into your hips. Maybe you even want to move a little bit in there. Completely fine. Clench your hands. Take left foot back to meet the right. Lower yourself down. You can go down to your belly if you want and go to Cobra pose, or you can go down to Chaturanga and go to upward dog. Whatever feels good to you is great. And then with an exhale, find your way into downward facing dog. With an inhale, lift your right leg up toward the sky. And with the exhale, step this right foot through to the space in between your hands. And then once again, come up on fingertips and then just kind of move around a little bit. Not any real specific work to do, just kind of feel the spots. What's sticky, what's feeling good, what's feeling strong, what could use some extra love. And then from here, you're going to step your left foot up to meet the right, folding forward. Inhale and ragdoll yourself up. Arms go out and up. Exhaling, fold right back in. Inhaling, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, plant hands. It's left foot that steps back this time. Inhale, lift up, look forward just a little bit. And as you exhale, step right foot back to meet left. Again, lowering halfway or all the way. You decide whichever works for you. And inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, pull those hips back and come to downward facing dog once again. Take an inhale, lift left leg up. Take an exhale and step left foot through. Come up onto fingertips and again, just kind of bring your heart forward. Take your shoulders back away from your ears, looking forward. And then as you exhale, fold yourself forward, stepping forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, ragdoll up. Arms go out and up. And exhale, fold yourself forward. Take an inhale, find yourself in a chair pose. Bending the knees, sitting back in an imaginary chair. Your knees can be together or a little bit apart, whatever feels good to you. Reach your fingertips up, look up. I always practice this pose with my toes lifted. That's just force of habit. You don't have to lift your toes, but do have to weight back in the heels so that you could. With an exhale, fold yourself forward here. With the inhale, take your right leg up toward the sky. Just reach it up as high as you can. You could put a little baby bend in this left knee if you want to. It's a standing split, but if it's more like a standing L, that's okay. You're not looking to really open this hip. The hip should stay relatively closed, just like you would be if you were on the ground. Your hip doesn't, wing out. So think more about keeping the right toes pointed down toward the floor, even as you're sending them toward the wall behind you. With an exhale, take this right leg and just cross it behind your left. Pinky toe edge to pinky toe edge, although they don't touch, and your right foot, your toes are going to be back further behind, because your legs cross behind the other, of course. Folding forward here. Inhale and slowly ragdoll yourself up here. Take the arms out and up and grab the right wrist with the left hand and just side bend over to the left. Come back up through center. Grab left wrist with right hand and side bend over to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Exhaling, fold yourself down. Inhaling, lift this right leg back up. Exhaling, step a right foot back toward the back edge of your mat. Inhaling, come up into a crescent lunge. Reach the arms up. Exhale, take the hands down. Inhaling, send this left leg back up into a three-legged dog. Now listen up, the transition isn't really difficult, but it's a little bit awkward, so pay attention. Bend your right knee, the standing leg, and then cross your left leg behind your right. You're trying to take the heel of the left foot toward the ground and stretch the back of the left leg. This right leg's not really doing anything. Be very careful with you now. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. So your right leg is crossed in front of your left, and you're at the back right corner of your mat. Inhale and ragdoll yourself up. The arms go out and up. Grab left wrist with right hand, side bend right. Inhale, come back up through center. Grab right wrist with left hand, side bend left. Inhale, come back up through center, and exhaling, fold yourself back down. Be careful with you as you transition. Walk your hands back out. This right knee starts to bend almost immediately as you do this. Inhaling, this left leg goes up. Exhaling, this left foot steps back forward to the space in between the hands. Fingertips go out in front of you, and inhaling, this right leg kicks up. And then just set it down next to the left. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, ragdoll on up. Take the arms out and up. And exhale and fold. Inhale, chair pose. Reaching up, leaning back. Belly button draws in, tailbone draws down toward heels. Heart lifts, gaze lifts, fingertips lift. Shoulder blades moving down the back, not crowding ears. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhaling, this time the left leg goes up, 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 up in the air as high as it can, but remember, it might be a standing L. Mine's pretty much always been a standing L. I don't know if I've ever really gotten to a good standing split. It feels like the splits, but I don't think it's ever looked
like it. And that's fine. I can barely do the splits anyway. The real splits. Cross your left leg behind your right, just like you did on the other side. Pinky toe edge to pinky toe edge. Left toes are a little bit back from right. Right toes are a little bit forward of left. You're more toward the forward right corner of your mat, and you're inhaling and ragdolling up.
Taking arms out and up. Grab left wrist with right hand and side bend right. Inhale up through center. Grab right wrist with left hand and side bend left. Inhale and come up through center. Exhaling, clasp your hands behind your back, wrist bend. Inhale and roll your heart forward here. If the heels of your hands will come together, that's groovy, but if they won't, that's fine too. You can just separate the heels of the hands so you have more space back here. Yeah, don't worry too much about it. What you really want to worry about is that you feel as if you're pressing the index finger knuckle and the pinky finger knuckle down toward the floor with equal force. Hopefully that makes sense. And then from here, go ahead and fold yourself forward. Bend your knees if you need to. It's okay to bend them a little bit to make this a little bit easier. Folding forward, 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 forward. With your next exhale, just go ahead and release the clasp of these hands. Fingertips come down to the mat. Inhaling, this left leg goes back up in the air. Reach it up. Bend right knee. Step left foot back toward back edge of mat. Inhaling, coming up into your crescent lunge. Reach your fingertips up. Sink down low into your hips. Press straight out the back of your left heel. Really, really strong through your front leg. Instantly, just like in your chair pose, you should be able to lift your toes here too. Exhaling, take your fingertips down. Plant your hands. Inhaling, this right leg goes up into a three-legged dog. Reach, reach, reach. And then this right leg is going to cross behind the left. So you have to bend this left leg to do that. And try to take your right heel toward the mat. You're stretching the back of your right leg. And again, this left leg isn't really doing anything. It is out of the equation at the moment. Take one more breath here, stretching the back of your right leg. And then go ahead and walk your hands. And be gentle with yourself as you do this. It's not often that you walk with your hands, but it is kind of an interesting sort of proprioceptive exercise. So just be gentle with your wrists and your joints and walk your hands back to meet your feet. You're in the back, sort of left corner of your mat. Inhale and ragdoll yourself up here. Take the arms out and up. Grab right wrist with left hand and side bend left. Inhale back up. Grab left wrist with right hand and side bend right. Inhale back up. Clasp hands behind your back. Do the other grip if possible, so don't do the habitual one. Go ahead and clasp and then just switch it so the other index finger's on top. Roll shoulders back and down. Again, not so much being careful to bring heels of hands together, but definitely being careful to press equally down through both your index finger knuckles and also your pinky finger knuckles toward the floor. This is going to bring more openness to your chest, and it's also not going to crank your wrist joints either. And then from here, again, go ahead and bend your knees if you need to fold yourself back forward. If it makes more sense to you to let go of the clasp of the hands and just bring your fingertips down, of course do that. Please don't fall over. And then go ahead and walk your hands back out. Again, being kind of careful. It's probably a new movement for you. Walk your hands out into your downward facing dog. Take this right leg back up toward the sky. As you exhale, step right foot through to the space in between the hands. Fingertips come forward and take a big old step. Left leg reaches up high. And exhale and plant the left foot down to meet the right. Folding over, shake the head no. Nod the head yes. Ragdoll yourself up. Take the arms out and up, join the palms up above your head. And exhaling, fold yourself back forward. Inhaling, find your chair pose, reach up. Weight goes in the back, toes lift or maybe they don't, but you're conscious of the weight being back in the heels. With your next exhale, fold yourself back forward, Uttanasana. With the inhale, take this right leg up toward the sky. Once again, reach, reach, reach up, push out the ball of the right foot and press into the ground, the ball of the left foot. Crossing, right leg behind left once again, and inhaling, ragdolling up here. Take the arms out and up, and this time, instead of grabbing the wrist, we're going to turn this into an eagle pose. So the left leg is going to be on top. That means the left arm is going to be underneath. And then just find a point of focus. Squeeze your thighs together. Drive your tailbone down toward the mat. Draw belly button in. Lift your elbows up and away from your face. And then imagine somebody just put a pane of glass right in front of your forearms. And you're pressing your forearms into your imaginary pane of glass. With your next inhale, go ahead and stand up. Take this apart. Take the arms out and up. With the exhale, fold yourself forward here. With the inhale, lift right leg back up. With the exhale, step right foot back toward the back edge of the mat. With the inhale, bring yourself up to vertical. And with the exhale, bring belly toward thighs and send your hands back by your hips. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back forward. Last one, 3 of 3, inhale up. And exhale, come down. Hands frame this left foot. Left leg goes back up, 3-legged dog. Bend right knee, cross left leg behind right. Stretch back of left leg, pressing heel into the mat. Walk hands back to meet feet. Forward folding. Inhaling, ragdolling. Arms go out and up. Right leg is crossed in front of left. So right arm goes under left. Turn this into an eagle pose on the other side. So again, find a point of focus so that you can balance. Squeeze your thighs together so that you can balance. Press belly button back towards spine. Draw your tailbone down toward your heels. Lift elbows up away from face. Press forearms into imaginary pane of glass. Breathe. You should also smile too. Take one more breath. With the inhale, stand back up. The right leg is crossed over the left. The arms go out and up. Hold yourself forward. Plant your hands and walk them back out. Send the left leg up to meet right. Hey, listen up. Rock everything forward so that your left leg is hovering. Lower down halfway or all the way. Lift heart. Exhaling. Find downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward. You can step yourself or you can jump yourself to the top of your mat. Ragdoll yourself up here, take the arms out and up. Exhaling, fold yourself back forward. Inhale, chair pose once again. With the exhale, fold yourself forward. With the inhale, the left leg lifts this time. Lift it up, 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 standing L. Cross your left leg behind your right. Inhale and ragdoll yourself up. The arms move out and up. One more eagle pose, right arm is on top. Sorry, that's a leg, your right leg is on top. Right arm is underneath. Weave everything together. Find your drishti, your point of focus. Bear down, be strong, and yet soft and smiley. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Put as much spice on it as you can, as your body is asking for today. With an inhale, stand back up, take the arms out and up. With an exhale, fold yourself forward, plant fingertips, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps back to the back edge of the mat. Inhale, up you go to vertical. And then exhale, one of three, just bowing forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. 3. Exhale. Inhale, up you go. And then exhale, the hands come down, frame this right foot goes back, 3-legged dog. Bend left knee, cross right leg behind left. Careful with your hands and your wrists, walking your hands back to the back left corner of your mat. Inhaling, ragdoll up. The arms move out and up. Left leg on top, left arm on the bottom. Point of focus, draw everything in. Squeeze left thigh down on the right, tailbone moves down, belly button in. Elbows lift. Imaginary glass. Smile. One more exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, release it all, take the arms out and up. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Walk your hands back out. Lift this right leg up. 3-leg dog. Turns into 3-leg plank. Roll yourself forward. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhaling, downward dog. Breathe. 3 deep breaths. From here, go ahead and bend your knees. Separate your knees. See if you can jump yourself to the outsides of your pinkies, like that. And then just come into a nice little squat. Bring the hands to the heart. Press elbows into legs and press the legs back into the elbows. Take a few breaths here, just kind of getting into your hips again. If it seems like it would feel good to move around in the hips, then go ahead and definitely do that. From here, bring fingertips to the ground and then just bring your knees to the ground. Come to stand on your shins. If you have sensitive knees, then you can go ahead and double up your mat. I already have 2 mats, but you can grab a piece of mat and then you just pull it back over onto itself, and then you just put your knees on the freshly padded spot, which feels really nice, but it's 4 now. So I'll leave it. So tuck your toes under or don't. I prefer my toes tucked. It just feels better in my body for camel pose. So for camel pose, again, just kind of going at your own pace and choosing what feels good to you. The first thing to do is just place the heels on the heels of hands on the small of the back. So you're kind of encouraging the low back down, the tailbone to move down, and these hips to move forward. Just like you were practicing with your intertwined forearms and pressing into the imaginary pane of glass, imagine that pane of glass just came down here now, and you have to press into that. So you equally have to press the tops of your thighs, let's say, and the bottom of your belly into the glass. So very definite forward motion so that your heart can lift up out of that. So door number 1 is tailbone moving down and hips moving forward into our imaginary glass. This is great right here. If you want to go to door number 2, I actually need to move my knees a little bit further apart. Door number 2 just has you taking your hands back to the heels of your feet, lifting your heart up here, and then again, pressing your hips into that imaginary wall so that you have all this openness through your body. So this entire practice, we've been kind of hugging in on ourselves in our eagle pose. This is just opening back up. And then go ahead and let go of this. Bring your hips back to your heels. One other thing you can do, there's always benefits to holding a pose and there's always benefits to flowing a pose. So I kind of like to know both ways, just so I have both of them handy. Sometimes one serves my body better than the other one. So you can actually flow camel pose if you want to. Heels and hands come to small of back. You can do whatever feels good to you. And then, actually, this probably, well, yeah, it wouldn't work. Heel of hand. Inhaling, take this arm up, and then take the right hand to the heel of the right foot. Inhaling, the left arm goes up. Exhaling, come back to center. Take the hands to the heart. Inhaling, left hand goes to left heel, right arm goes up. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, right hand left. Exhale, center. Inhale, left hand right. Exhale, center. So that's another way you can do it. It takes a little bit of load off. It's not ideal necessarily because you are kind of moving from side to side and not incorporating both sides movement together. But there's also a lot to be said for it too, and it's actually really helped me at times to get into spots in my back that I'm not able to stretch for whatever reason. I'm just not having a good time. So I like that flow too. All right, so from here, if you folded up your mat, go ahead and unfold once again so that you have a full mat. And then just bring yourself to all fours. Inhale, drop your belly, send tailbone and your gaze up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, round your spine and draw everything in. Tailbone moves down between your knees and crown of head also moves down in toward between your hands. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Take a couple more of these. Walk your hands out in front of you. This is the Anahata Asana. Hands move out in front of you. Booty stays above your knees. So maybe you just bring your forehead to the mat and that would be fine. But this actually is meant to have your heart come down. Anahata is your heart center in Sanskrit. So it's a heart pose. It's your heart touching the ground. Eventually, mine is not. Easiest way to come out of Anahata Asana is actually just to lift up a little bit, come forward onto your forearms, and then just get onto your belly. Push yourself back into child's pose so that your hips go back by your heels. And you can kind of roll that out a little bit if you want to. Cross your ankles, bring yourself up and over. Come to your back and draw your knees in toward your chest. Come in. Let's do a little bit of core work with our eagle pose. I actually really like this core work because it's not particularly difficult. You can do a bunch of them, and it's a big movement. And I know core often has to do with small movements, but I like the wide open space of this one. So bring your feet to the mat. Cross your right knee over top of your left. Right leg is on top, so right arm is on the bottom. Point these left toes and just touch the mat with them. Bring your left fingertips to the mat. As you exhale, draw everything in towards center and touch. Inhale back out. Exhale in. Inhale back out. Exhale, 7, Inhale, exhale 6, inhale, exhale 5, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and let all of this go. Cross left leg over right, point right toes. Cross left leg under, sorry, that's an arm. Cross your left arm under your right. Bring right fingertips to the mat. Exhale, 10. Inhale. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Inhale. Just send the arms up overhead, send the legs out long. Just take a couple moments here. Draw your left knee in toward your body. Sorry, that's your right knee. Send your right knee over to the left. We need a twist in this practice. Send your right arm out to the right. You can send your gaze straight up toward the ceiling, or you can look out to the right, yogi's choice. Just taking a few breaths here. With each exhale, let the belly button move in toward the spine. See if you can gently sort of sense that tailbone pointing down toward your left heel. Right shoulder blade is resting on the mat, and your spine is very definitely twisting, but there's no huge feels. Just a nice release. The next time you're inhaling, go ahead and take this one apart. Hug left knee in, send right leg long. Take left knee with right hand, send left knee over to the right. Send your left arm out to the left. And then again, you can send your gaze straight up, or you can look over to your left. I just want to look up, so that's what I'm doing. Then you decide. And then again, no big feels. There's not a ton of work to do. Just kind of letting your spine twist. One more exhale here. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Hug both knees in. Take a moment, look up at the ceiling, or maybe close your eyes, whatever makes sense to you, and just kind of check in with your body and make sure you're done. That was a pretty short practice, so you might feel like you need another twist, or you might feel like you need something else, or maybe you don't know exactly what you want, but your body's just telling you to move this way. Go ahead and move this way. If you're done with your practice, then go ahead and lay your legs out long and let your arms go out by your sides. Let the palms face up. Let the shoulder blades just melt down into the mat. Maybe turn your head gently to the right and then to the left, and then just find where center is for you between those two. And just find stillness. So there's no engagement, there's no stretch. Just quiet. Start to take some deeper breaths. Begin to wiggle fingers and wiggle toes and just kind of bring some movement back into your body. Maybe you'd like to roll over onto your right side. Spend a moment or two there. Maybe you want to bend your knees, grab the backs of your thighs, and just kind of rock and roll on your spine a little bit. Do whatever feels best to you. Bring yourself to a comfortable seat, and then just allowing another couple of moments here to end your practice. Bring your hands to your heart in prayer, or maybe just put them palms up or down on your thighs. Take a moment here at the end of your practice and just think of one thing that you're grateful for that makes you happy in this world. Put your mental focus on that one thing for just one moment. Try to capture that feeling and bring it through to the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me and choosing to spend this time with me. I honestly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and namaste.